Hey you guys, sorry for how I look. I have a sty in my eye, and so I'm not wearing any makeup. Just look away. Just don't hurt yourselves. Okay, so evaluations in supervision and my thoughts on chapter 10. Here goes. So I'm just super grateful that I went through the program here and also have had the GTRA experience, because I feel like it's given me a really clear glimpse into okay, how does evaluation work? Yes, I've seen the formative evaluation when we're doing the videos and having the case discussions throughout the semester. A person is getting evaluation the whole time, and so it's not feeling weird. I'm also really grateful that I've gotten to see how this summative, that's so hard to say for me, how the evaluations work at the end, the counseling competency scales that we use here at Mercer, as well as the site supervision, as well as, any additional notes that the supervisor adds. I feel like I understand kind of how that works. There's a few things that stood out to me in this week's reading that I kind of want to talk about, and most specifically is the favorable conditions for evaluations, because I feel like a lot of what we've discussed in previous topics about our role and how it is one of responsibility, item 1 from another chapter makes sense. I always so feel like, for me, points 2 and 3 under favorable conditions, the clarity, it's the same thing we talked about the other week of setting expectations so that our supervisees know they're going to be evaluated. They also know how that's going to happen, so that they're not caught off guard. Number 3, supervisees' anxieties should be addressed openly. I feel like at least 2 of the supervisors I had in my experience were really good at doing something where I call just naming the elephant in the room. Just being upfront about, hey, we're all nervous here. Yes, this is an evaluative process. No one is expecting you to be a proficient counselor on day 1 of practicum. And I feel like also Dr. Rowland has modeled that for us. As I read through this chapter, I just really felt like, okay, if we have done all of the things that the prior chapters suggest, and we are open and transparent, in our own growth, which this chapter talks about, that we're going to have favorable conditions for evaluations, because it's been an ongoing process. I also really appreciated this chapter talking about that, because we talk so much to our supervisees about how informed consent is an ongoing process, but I don't think we necessarily talk about supervision and evaluation as an ongoing process, and so I really appreciated that. The other thing I really appreciated in this chapter, as well as a guest speaker we heard last semester, was understanding how here at Mercer the CCS works with our remediation plan. Yes, when we do one of these CCSs or the CCS-R, the revised one that we use now, these are, like the chapter said, part of this person's permanent record. But also I felt like this chapter and our speaker last semester helped us understand, and also it's not the end of the world. We are evaluating. If a person drops below a level that they need, okay, we have a plan for that. And it's not just a plan that falls on the supervisor. It's a plan that's going to involve the program director. It's going to involve Dr. Elder. It's going to involve us as the supervisor. It's going to involve the advisor to really get the supervisee what they need. I just think that's huge. And I also think it takes the onus off of us to be able to fully step in to this role, because we are the gatekeepers, and we do have to evaluate this honestly and openly, because that's our duty to the field. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Thanks so much, guys.